our Friday webinar. Friday webinar. Okay, so let's get cracking. Let's get cracking. I was watching gold. Gold is up quite a bit, but we have oil to pay attention to. And right now, oil is extremely volatile, you all. Very, very volatile. Um, if we make the net change display points, oil's down over $1.50 this morning. That's pretty strong downward movement in oil. Now I'll put our YM on in the right chart. YM 0326. That's a sim trade. I want to do, did anybody test full size gold on the trap trade using our exact trap settings? No? On the jobs report?
So in 5 minutes time now at 8:45 a.m. Eastern time, we expect the start of the ECB press conference with
All right,
President
so
Lagarde.
let's look
The
at
live video is on
oil.
the feed
First,
for
we'll
those
put our
interested.
reverse continue. We don't need the 6E anymore. That should have been removed. And we've got a reverse continue on oil. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. We'll do one contract, 20 tick stop. One contract, 20 tick stop in our oil funded account. And we'll label it CL reverse continue. Apply it and OK it. So we have an oil reverse continuation at the moment. Now, let's take a look at oil on a 15-minute chart to start. And oil had quite a sell-off at in between 7 and 8 o'clock. In between 7 and 8 o'clock, I'm looking back in time on the news feed. We were in the trade room at 7. We didn't really see anything dramatic to affect the price of oil. I'm just going through the news headlines to see if I see anything during that time of day. Uh, Kuwait raised its oil production, but that was at 8. That was after the move. Silver plunged 17% this morning. Just going through the oil headlines, we didn't really see or hear anything, honestly. But oil had a dramatic sell-off. Dramatic sell-off. And that sell-off started at 7. It started at 7. I don't know why oil would sell off on the BOE rate. so I don't think it's that. All right. We do have jolts at 10. So we'll keep that news handy. Now oil's down over $1.60. This is one of those days where if you try to outthink, what are you going to
Shortly
do? Are you going
expecting
to
the
try
start
and
of the
outthink
ECB
this
press
oil
conference.
trade, or are you going to just let it trade? So, yeah, the markets had a sell-off at 7. Maybe it was the BOE, but I don't see why that news was so. They didn't change the rate. There was really nothing dramatic about that report. The BOE, the 6B, the whatchamacallit, dollar, the British currency future dropped also because we had a great trade on it. Everything. So certainly oil is making a new low, which makes our range trade more challenging. But I'm going to just leave it alone. I'm going to trade one contract on it, one contract, and I'm just going to let it trade. Either that or I'm not going to trade it. It's one or the other. Either I'm going to trade it or I'm not going to trade it. Trade it or not trade it. Yeah, that's what we're seeing, James, that everything sold off at 7, and I'm not really sure why. I'm not seeing dramatic news at that time. All right, so we have our reverse continue with a 20 tick target and a 20 tick stop. Or did we do 25 this morning? I think we kept it. No, we kept it
And
at
the
20.
ECB press conference is about to begin. Lagarde has taken the podium.
And
Keep in
then
mind
we
she'll
have
likely repeat the
our
rate
oil
statement, which we've
new
already covered,
range trade.
before taking questions.
Oil new range trade. I'm going to load the template because I have a template for it. It's called Oil New Range. Oil New Open Range. We're going to rename it, right click, rename it. Today's date, February 5th. Load it. Okay, we're going to end the range at 90040. I'm just trading. I'm trying to decide if I just want to trade it in a regular prop account this morning. I think because oil is down so much, I'm just going to trade one contract. I'll let it trade in the funded account. 20 tick target. The usual 20 tick stop. We're going to end the range at 859. Starting the range, ending the range 90040. Starting the range 859, one tick above the range, one tick below the range. Show the range graphics on chart is checked. Label the trade, CL range, oil range. Choose the account you're trading it in. All right, apply it and OK it. Put your chart trader on the account you're trading it in. Turn it on. Then we have our YM reverse continue. I'm going to update my gold reverse continue. So my YM reverse continue, we'll do a 35 target and a 35 stop. 35 target, 35 stop. YM reverse continue. And I'll start trading the YM opens in my new funded account. I want to start using that account. So that'll be called YM reverse continue. All right. Apply it. Okay it. And we'll turn that on. And then we have our YM magnet, high of day, low of day. It's a little bit close to the low. YM magnet. I have a gold magnet already set up, so I just have to modify it. Same account. That's going to go in my new funded account. YM magnet. New label. All right. And we've got one target for this default -3 ticks. Second target, 15 ticks. And we do a 50 tick stop. A 50 tick stop. High of day, low of day. Percent is 3. Position 1 is a 1. Target 1 offset is -3. Position 2 is a 1. Target is 15 with a 50. A 50. Stop. Trading it in that funded account. Labeling it YM magnet. Apply it. Okay it. When you turn on a magnet, you get your orders. All right. I don't think we're going to hit the high. Our order entry on the low side, I'd rather be below structure, but we really can't be below structure or there won't be any profit. There would not be any profit. It has to be a little bit above structure. I don't think I want to fill. Do we want to let it fill right now? Do you want to let it
ECB's
fill
President
right
Lagarde
now?
says
Because
growth
it's
is mainly
going
driven
to.
by services,
It's going
notably
to fill
IT and
right now.
communications, and
I
says the
guess
Orders
I'll let
economy
it
submitted.
is
fill.
resilient.
See if we get a test of the low. I'm not looking for a big trade, just a test of the low.
Lagarde
A
says
little
construction
scalp here
momentum is picking up, and
is
Order
the
all I'm
labor
looking
filled.
market is
for. Okay,
supporting incomes.
quick $100 on the scalp, letting it fill, turning off the magnet. Now I'm going to wait. I'm going to turn it on, but my high of day, low of day is
Lagarde
off.
says
You can't
manufacturing is
do that.
resilient
Okay?
despite the trade
You
headwinds.
can't do that.
Lagarde says
Let's
government
review.
spending should
All right?
contribute
Right
to
now on the
domestic
YM,
demand,
I'm just
and
watching
business investment should
signals
strengthen further.
on the magnet. Just watching signals because we just had a magnet trade
Lagarde says firms are
successful.
increasingly
All
investing
right?
in digital technology.
Just had a successful magnet. If the YM would pull up, maybe we could put another magnet on, but right now it's just not great levels at the moment. For the open, the PP VWAP 6 p.m. open is an awesome
Lagarde says we
magnet
must
trade.
strengthen the euro area in a geopolitical
I would
context,
think that the PP VWAP will get tested
and says the
if the
external
market can go
environment
back
remains
up.
challenging.
All right. A lot going on this morning.
And keep in mind, Trump is also now speaking at the National Prayer Breakfast. We've got a live video. We'll put it
A
out on the
lot
feed in
going
just a
on this
moment.
morning. Um, the little dog did not have metastasis, so he's going to have his surgery. And supposedly, it's a very easy cancer surgery, one of the easiest. So hopefully everything goes well. How long is the surgery? Now, the signal gets generated. You would not take that signal until the bar closes. So it's not a big move yet, okay? It's less than 14 ticks. It was about 18 ticks.
ECB's Lagarde says the trade environment is challenging due to tariffs and the euro, and that indicators of underlying inflation have changed little, but they are consistent with targets. Lagarde
Now,
says
on
forward-looking
the
indicators and
YM,
surveys point to
as we
continued
get
moderation
closer,
in
if
labour
it
costs.
pulls off the low enough, you'll be able to put your high of day, low of day magnet back on. Okay? So keep an eye on the YM for it to pull up another 30 points or so would be nice. That would be nice. And that turned out to be a good, turning out it might be a good signal. We got to give it a few more minutes. We didn't take it. I didn't take it. It's a little bit early.
Lagarde says uncertainty could
The
weigh on
market
demand,
got pretty negative at
and that we're
7.
facing a volatile global policy environment.
So we're waiting on our oil trade. Oil very negative this morning. Yesterday, the oil trade didn't fill for 5 minutes. I decided to walk away from it, and it hit both
Lagarde says I see
targets.
continued moderation in labour costs.
The setup for the oil trade, I'm trading just one contract in a funded account. All right. It's a range trade. The range start time is 8:59. One tick above the
Lagarde says
range,
planned
one
fiscal
tick below
spending
the
could
range.
drive up
Show the
growth by
range
more than
graphics on
expected.
chart. The end of the range is 90040. If you trade the trade normally, position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1, target 1 is 8, target 2 is 20, and the stop is 20.
Lagarde says the inflation outlook
Target
is more
1 stop
uncertain than
move is
usual.
BE minus 4. Now I need to update my oil trade. I'm trading one contract, so end the range at 90040. Position 1 is a 1. Target is 20. Stop is 20. If the market moves 10 ticks, let's move the stop to break even plus
Lagarde
5.
adds that a stronger euro could bring
Break
inflation
even
down
plus
more than
5.
expected.
And then if it keeps going in our direction, we'll trail for more profit. So if the market moves 10 ticks,
But Lagarde adds that
move the
inflation could
stop to
turn out to be
BE plus
higher if
5.
there is persistent upward shift in energy
Apply it,
prices.
okay it, check the account it's trading it in our funded account. Oil open funded account. Okay. So Langford has had a very nice YM range trade on the open. I'm going to put the trade in the system. Adding a third trade, it's a range trade. Langford, if you're out there, correct me if I get it wrong. The range ends at 9:30. Position 1, 2 targets, 10 and 20 ticks. 20 on target 2. And the stop, 25 ticks. 25 ticks. I do a BE minus 4, target 1, stop move. Okay? BE minus 4. End the range at 930, starting the range 925. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below the range. All right. Show the range graphics on chart. I'm going to save a template. I'm going to label it YM new range. All right. I'm going to label it,
The effective Fed fund rate is
template
unchanged
it,
at 3.64% for February the
save
4th.
YM new range open. Today's date. If we don't have a good magnet set up, you could try doing this trade. So I'll put it on the same account. If we don't have a good magnet and you're not trading magnet signals, for instance, that's a YM. Oil's opening right now. That's a YM setup that has
AFP
been doing
reports
pretty
that
good.
4 were
All
charged
right.
in France on suspicion of spying for China.
I'll go over it one more time. The setup, start the range at 925, end the range at 930. Target 1 between 9 and 15. Target 2, 20-ish. Stop of 25. And then if you like to move your stop, I'm letting oil just trade. If you like to move your stop, it's a very small opening range.
The UK January decision maker year ahead
Then you can
CPI
let it trade.
expectations are at
Okay.
2.9%.
YM did a burst to a new low. Now, the thing I don't like about oil is it's on the wrong side. We got
Lagarde
filled
says the decision was
against the
unanimous.
momentum. Oil filled against the momentum. It's very bearish. Oil is very bearish this morning. I'd like to see it fail right here and start going down. Or I'm really feeling we're on the wrong side of oil. Every time I trade this stinking
Lagarde
report,
says we are in a broadly
I get
balanced
stopped.
situation in terms of risks.
Either I try to outsmart it or I just trade it and get stopped. This trade drives me crazy, this oil trade. We're on the wrong side, in my opinion. It's just reversing off the low. At this point, it's almost too late to
Lagarde
close it.
says we have no exchange rate target. The
It's
ECB
almost too
doesn't
late to
target the
close it.
exchange rate.
It's going to stop me out.
The information reports that Nvidia is to delay a new gaming chip. And
So
ECB's
yesterday it
Lagarde says
hit
keep a close
both
eye on
targets.
Forex.
It hit
We
both
discussed it
targets
today.
yesterday. Today, it's going to stop me out.
Some more information from the information on Nvidia.
Lest we get a break.
It says they won't
Lest we
release
get
a
a
new
break.
graphics chip for gamers this year. So
Now,
again,
the
Nvidia will not
YM
release a new graphics chip
looks
for
like
gamers this year.
we'll be able to put our YM
Voice
back
news disconnected.
to a high of day, low of day. So I'm just really so fed up with oil, with the oil trade. So fed up. So fed up. Chantal, could you type in English? Yeah, so, yeah, so this morning you guessed right. Good. This morning you guessed right. That's how it goes. I'm gonna, I have to decide if I want to take a scalp to the long side on oil or just let it go. I think I'm just gonna let it go at the moment. I'm gonna let oil go. I don't really feel like scalping it long.
So we have posted out the
I mean, I
article
do
via
feel
the
like
information
scalping
on
it
the feed
long.
for those interested. As
Order
again, Nvidia
submitted.
are to delay their new gaming chip due to memory chip
So I'll
shortages.
take a scalp. If it doesn't work, I
ECB's
will
Lagarde says
jump
the
off a
current range
bridge.
is very
I
much
will
in line
jump
with
off a
overall
bridge.
average for as long as the euro has been around.
And I would be happy if I could get 12, 13 ticks out of it. The YM looks like to me we'll be able to, if you want to put your high of day, low of day back in, the most interesting trade on the YM, I think, is the PPVWAP magnet. PPVWAP magnet. That's very interesting trade. Very interesting trade.
And more from the Bank of England decision maker panel, it says year ahead expected own price inflation was 3.5% in the 3 months to January. That's spot 1% lower than firms reported in the 3 months to December. The expected year ahead wage growth fell slightly by spot 1 percentage points to 3.6%
Shrinking
in
my
the 3
oil
months to January.
trade because I want to get my MNQ going.
So keep in mind, Trump is now speaking live as well at the National Prayer Breakfast. We do have the live video for this just slightly further down the feed for those interested.
All right. Unbelievable on oil. Just unfrickin' believable. Unbelievable. Getting my NQ chart. For the market open. MNQ 0326. Setting up a reverse continue on the MNQ. Couple of contracts. 50 tick target, 75 tick stop. Label it MNQ reverse continue. All right. MNQ reverse continue. We'll trade that in our funded market open account. So our MNQ reverse continue is ready. YM, I want to get, let me get the MNQ set up. And then we have a breakout on the MNQ. So I'll load my template. MNQ new open. Date it today. Rename it February 5th. 929.59. Trigger bracket of 40. Target of 30, target of 100, stop of 125. I go to break even if it hits the first target. 929.59 on the trigger, 40 on the bracket. Stop of 125, break even on the target one stop move. Targets 30 and 100. Going to try for 40 and 100 today. That's going to be in our, I'm going to leave it in sim for a minute
ECB's President Lagarde
to
says more
test the
news on
time.
reframing the repo lines is
Set the
likely in a
time
few
to
days.
0 just for a moment.
Order canceled.
Spread that a little bit. We're going to get rid of our vertical line on entry. Go to optional, breakout trade, show vertical line on entry. I'm turning it off. Test our brackets one more time.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
There we go. Looks good. So MNQ is ready to go. Putting the time back to 9:29. 9:29. And I'll get the account back to the normal account. Market open, funded. So MNQ is ready. YM magnet, all right. High of day, low of day. YM magnet. High of day, low of day. Target 1 is -3 tick target.
Lagarde says,
One
I'm looking at
position.
opening up repo
Position
lines to
2 is a
non-euro central
15
banks.
tick. And our
And Lagarde
stop is
says, I'm not seeing
50.
a reduction in the range of risks.
YM magnet. Choose the account you're trading it in. I'm going to try our new funded account for YM morning trades. Turn on the YM magnet now. And our entry is going to be below the previous low. All right. But really the question is, you could move your order entry to get a test of the VWAP, right? To get a test of that VWAP. I think that's what's going to happen on the YM. If you take your order
Lagarde says inflation is in a good
and
place.
go for the VWAP, it's a triple magnet. There's a lot of pull to that level. So it's going to buy at 81. It's going to exit though. I think I'd want a little bit better profit if it goes there. Let's just see what happens. It's a good, you could do it in the regular magnet. You do that as a custom magnet and you make the number 49504. 49504 becomes a custom magnet. The proper way to do it with the new software is to target the VWAP. So you go to custom level and then you target the VWAP. You get your order entry line and then you place it wherever you want to place it. If you target the higher price day open, you could leave your entry in the same
Lagarde says we
place,
see inflation
but
at the
it'll
targets in the
target
medium term.
a higher
Inflation's
area.
moving
It'll
gradually
target
towards the ECB's 2% target.
the open, previous open. That's how I would target it. That's how I would do it with the new software. The nice thing about also having it as a high of day, low of day, though, is you can do both. You can get the low of day if it goes in your direction to the downside, right? And you can get the test of the VWAP. Now, the new software has a feature that I don't like. If there are levels in the way of other levels, it automatically targets the closest. So in this case, it would target the VWAP. We're going to be able to turn
Order
that
filled.
off. And
Trump says
frickin'
Iran is
oil,
negotiating.
just a complete
Again,
disaster for
Trump currently
me
speaking live. We do have a video. It's just slightly
because
further
of
down the feed.
comments that Trump is making.
ECB's Lagarde says have for a long time projected 2026
It's
inflation
definitely
undershooting.
got to be comments Trump is making. That's pushing oil down. So I'm done with oil this morning, and I have to take a couple of trades in that funded account that are high probability winners to try and stop that account from being liquidated. So that's my plan. I'll probably trade Amazon in that account today. Not so concerned about consistency. I'd rather trade the account longer for consistency, if you know what I'm saying, than lose the account. So my first goal
Lagarde
is to
says the
try and
wage
save
tracker
it.
is guiding us to moderation,
Now my NQ needs to be on
and
the
that there's
right
nothing that's really
chart. Let's
challenging the
check our
baseline.
NQ
Or there's
settings.
nothing that's
I'm
really
done with
changing the
oil at the
baseline.
moment. So oil is done.
So that's Lagarde saying there's nothing that's changing inflation baseline.
So my oil is over for the moment, for today. Go back to our normal chart setup. For the market open. Now, the YM would have filled short right there. I did not have it on automatic. All right. I did not have it on automatic. We made money on one YM low of day already. James, are you asking me which account is funded? Is that what you're asking? So it does look like the YM is going to make a new low. It does look like it's going to make a
Lagarde
new low.
says
So
that
if you let
policy
it
is agile,
trade early, you're hitting your first target right now.
prepared to do
If you
whatever is
let that
necessary.
magnet trade early. All right. So high of day, low of day. I would now turn it
US
off.
oil falls more than 3% to intraday lows.
MNQ, we're waiting just for the market open.
So oil tracking the S&P 500 lower in the US pre-market this morning.
Yes,
So the move
James, the
lower
account
in
I'm
these risk
talking about
assets seems to be following
is
the
my
much higher
funded
than previous Challenger
oil
jobs layoffs
open
numbers
funded
earlier this
account.
morning.
I'm going to load my R Trader right now just to look at the liquidation value to see how close it is to being liquidated. I just want to get the value.
Euro pound rises spot 7%, which is set for its biggest jump since August.
And on that account, $49,389. $49,389. I'm about 500 away. 500 away. 49,389. Author, if that would have mattered, it would be talked about. I don't think it matters. Nobody even mentioned it. I don't think anyone cares. So YM, it made another magnet, right? It made another magnet. I don't know that you're going to get another magnet trade at the open. It's probably too
Bank of
close
America
time-wise.
from
It's
Qualcomm.
just too close time-wise.
So cuts to neutral from buy and moves the price objective as well. Moved to $155 from $215. So again, that's Qualcomm, cut to neutral from buy with a price objective reduced to $155 from $215 by Bank of America.
So we do have that YM range trade. Remember I said we had a YM range trade. The YM range trade, it's a 5-minute range. Market open. Put the range on at 925. 6 ticks above the range, 6 ticks below. Show the range graphics on chart. End the range at 930. Target of 10, target of 20, stop of 25. All right. BE -4, target 1, stop move. If you want to move the stop automatically. So start the range 925, end it at 930. That's a possible range trade in the morning. I still think there is a possible magnet to the VWAP. I think that's the interesting magnet trade this morning on the YM. So if you guys are going to do that, if you're going to do that trade, the way you would do it, turn on the magnet, no, get the strategy up, the magnet, the value of the VWAP. So let's say it's going to go a little higher than the VWAP, right? So let's target a little bit higher. I think it's going to go a little bit higher, but forget it. Let's say VWAP exactly. That's a good magnet because there's 2 other magnets above it. So the VWAP is like, seems like a sure thing. So 49,500, you choose custom level and you type in 49,500. Position 1 is a 1, all right? And your target is still -3, all right? It's still -3. In the new software, you could actually target the VWAP, okay? You could actually target the VWAP. Or you could just use ticks to create a target. Our stop is 50. Our stop is 50. One position. One position. All right? Just target the VWAP. So 49,500 is your target. Position 1 is a 1. I would probably just use the default -3 on my target. Okay, default -3. I think it's a real possible area that's going to be tested on the open. So when you turn that on, you're going to get your order entry at the number you typed in. You don't want to enter there. You want to enter below there, right? The new software shows you where your exit's going to be. And then your entry is this heavy line. All right, that's your order line.
ECB's Lagarde says the domestic market is responding strongly.
So if it enters around 72, it's going to exit 27 ticks away from
And
there. That's
Lagarde
not
says
bad.
consumption is
That's
improving
not
and
bad.
investment is the big story.
Who's out there on YouTube this morning? Nobody's talking. There's
ECB's
people out
Lagarde
there.
says investment boom is related to AI and everything
Nobody's
related
talking.
to AI.
So are we going to get a test of the low from the MNQ on the open? What do you think?
ECB's Lagarde says it will take some time to see how that impacts productivity and inflation.
I'm not dying, in all truth, to take a long trade. I'm not dying to take a long trade on the YM. That's the negative of that magnet trade because it's so negative. The markets are very negative today. That's the downside of the magnet. All right. We had two magnet winners to the downside, not dying to take a long trade. However, it is the open, and we
Wall Street
see
Journal reported that
tons
Nvidia
of
warns Trump that China
price
chip rules
change
would hurt
action
export
at the
plans.
open. All right, everyone, just waiting. I'm not running that trade, James. That's why. I'm not running that trade. I was just telling everybody what it is. I'm running the magnet. I'm running the magnet on the VWAP. Probably should have ran the range. I could still run the range if I wanted to. I could turn off my magnet, right? Because I'd almost rather just watch signals, and I can turn the range on, and now we have our range. So I could trade the range. I think I
1
like the
minute now
range.
until we get the market on open imbalance.
Are you saying it's not printing on yours, James? Is that what you're saying? Make sure your button, the check mark, show range graphics on chart is checked. Show range graphics on chart is checked underneath the range start time. Underneath the range start time. Ticks above, ticks below. Show range graphics on chart must be checked. That's probably why it's not drawing.
10 seconds.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Market on open imbalance. S&P 500, sell side
Order
162
submitted.
million. Nasdaq 100,
Order
buy
filled.
side 38 million. Dow 30, sell side of 45 million. Mag 7, buy side 32 million.
Okay, getting our test of the low on the NQ.
Order filled.
There
Order
it is.
filled.
Nice NQ
Order
trade.
filled.
Nice Dow trade. Thank you, Langford, for a great range trade. Thanks, Langford. Targets too small. Turning off the YM
Gemini are to
new
shutter EU
range.
and
Turning
UK
it
and
off.
Australia accounts and cut
Getting
25%
rid
of
of it.
jobs.
Two beautiful winners. MNQ instant winner. YM range. We had a YM magnet this morning. Not going to let oil ruin my morning.
Alphabet shares fall 7%, the most intraday drop since May the 7th. Qualcomm tumbling 11% at the open, their biggest drop since
On
2023
which
following
trade,
earnings last
Calvin?
night.
On which trade? Which trade did your target? My MNQ is a winner, TJ. What's your bracket? What's your bracket? But look at how volatile the entry was. The entry was very volatile. So your fill, tell me what your fill was, TJ. What was your short fill? What was your short fill? My short fill was 57.75. The chart, but you can put it on. You can turn it on.
US stocks extending fall out of the opening
If you
gates
go
here.
to
The
data
S&P down
series,
around
if
1%
you
now.
go to data series and then look down at the bottom, plot executions, text and marker, it'll put them on. It'll put them on. So you could see your fills. So I trailed to the low of day, trailed to the low of day, or you could look in your executions. Look in your executions. It has to be that you just got a bad fill. 24,753. So it was 4 points. 4 points away from where I was filled. So that could be 16 ticks. It could be 16 ticks. It's going to go back up. Never sell when it's going down. We learned that already this year. No, just forget it. It's not for you. These markets are very, very fast. They're very fast. Very, very fast markets. YM made more new lows, all right? Now, that's not a good signal because the momentum bar is dark red. That's not a valid signal. Momentum bar is dark red. If it closes light red, Carl, it's a valid signal, but it doesn't appear that it's going to do that. We now have to get ready for jolts, all right? Let me get rid of everything. I'm getting rid of everything. So I had an oil loser and an oil scalp loser, and everything else was a nice winner. Bank of England, great winner. Oil open, stopped. Oil scalp stopped. MNQ open, very nice winner. YM, magnet winner. Range trade winner. So very nice. Overall, good morning. Overall, good morning. Going to go to ES. ES 0326 on jolts. All right. And going to look at gold. Now, I know everybody can't trade gold. Right now, I'm just looking at gold for a minute. Let me think about jolts for a minute. I wasn't expecting jolts today, so that was a little bit of a surprise.
US listed crypto stocks
Little
fall
bit of a
as
surprise.
Bitcoin hits a
We have a
16-month low.
trap trade for jolts. We have a trap trade for jolts. I want to do something very quick. Let's see if we have time to do this. I'm downloading this morning's gold data. All right. Downloading this morning's gold data. And I'm just running a quick replay. Quick replay. On unemployment claims. I want to see, I think I have enough time to get this together. I don't think Jolts is a safe trade to trade. So that's the reality. Jolts is not a safe trade to trade. All right. Keep that in mind. I mean, if you want to trade Jolts, go ahead. But we don't have a setting for it. We've never been able to come up with a safe setting. Nothing. Nothing. All right. But what I want to do is see if what gold did, full size gold on unemployment at 8:30. That's what I'm doing right now. All right. Our settings were very big, pretty big trap, pretty big trap. Arthur, yes, on YouTube. We're on YouTube and I'm recording. Yep. So our unemployment trap trade on gold was the following. We trigger at 829.55. The stop was 30. All right. And our tiers were 45 and 75. They were very big. They were very big. All right. There was a very big move on unemployment in gold because we traded it with Mike, we tested it with micro gold. All right. Let me put the time back, 8:29:50. That's our replay. And let's replay that trap trade. All right.
Order submitted.
Okay, there's the orders. I didn't move anything on the trap trade
Order
with
filled.
micro gold. We survived our stop of 30 ticks. And it would have been a mind-boggling, incredible trade. It would have been incredible, okay? Because I know it went down from here and it hit our first target on micro gold. No reason to think it wouldn't do
Order
the same
filled.
on gold. So the trap, our settings were perfect.
Order canceled.
They were perfect on whatchamacallit, on the unemployment trade. The problem, right? What's the problem? The problem is JOLTS moves so much more than unemployment. It moves so much more. So do you want to risk blowing up a prop account? I certainly wouldn't trade it in cash. Too much risk. But do you want to risk blowing up a prop account on gold? Now, the data on the ES looks a little strange right now. I don't like the JOLTS report as a safe report, okay? I don't like the JOLTS report as a safe
According to
report.
US-European Command, the US and Russia agreed today in Abu Dhabi to re-establish high-level military-to-military dialogue.
Now, the issue, the problem is how are you going to trade it? We've seen a lot of ES movement on the JOLTS report. So how about MES 0625 26, sorry. 0626. Now there's something weird going on with the data. Yeah, me. It's MES 03. What's wrong with me? Of course that looks wrong. Okay. Now we're looking fine. I had the wrong contract. I'm sorry. I want to reset my SIM account. Edit. Oh God, help me please. Help me please. Where's my SIM account? I just want to reset it. Edit the account. Reset it. Yes. Okay. All right. The trap trade on gold. Here's what I think you'd have to do. Looking at, let me see if we did a spike sheet for JOLTS. We should have. We did. Let me see if we did anything else. We have a gold spike sheet. And that's all I have. All right. So we've had in January a 72 tick move, 74 in December, and then it was half that in October. There were two trades in October, 42 and 35 ticks, as little as 22 in July, 54 in July, 2 Julys. There was a July 1st and a July 29th. The two most recent jolts, and I believe it also traded with ISM last quarter. Let me get my jolts notes. Yes, it did trade with ISM. So you got to use 80 and 120 on the gold tiers. That's what I would use. Now, I'm not trading this live, and I'm not trading it. I'm not trading it. Um, I'm not trading it. What's the word I'm looking for? Prop. I'm just going to sim it. I mean, I made a bunch of money this morning. I'm not going to make stupid decisions. I don't want to make bad decisions. I don't want to lead you into bad decisions. The JOLTS report has not been working. So TJ, feeling your frustration totally. These are the most difficult markets we've ever seen in our lives. It's way more difficult than the pandemic. So take a step back right this second and just significantly reduce any trade that you're going to take right now, and just don't take any trades except real super possible winners. I think on the opens, you just had some bad luck with bad fills. But silver, it's going to kill you. You got to be so good to trade silver. It's an account destroyer. That's an account destroyer. So let silver go for a while. Don't trade gold right now because it's too volatile. And just stick with some of the earnings trades that offer great opportunity. I wouldn't give up on the opens. I think this morning it was bad luck on the fill, but I would reduce the amount of trades that you're even taking in prop, because it's still not cheap to buy a new account or to reset an account. You know, if you blow an account every week, that's $20 a week on one account, or 39 to reset it. So just for a week or two, reduce the amount of trades that you take that are on your real prop money, and just take way less trades. If you feel like you have to take a day or two off, take a day or two off. Don't give up. Don't get so frustrated that you give up. But you've probably been trading too much, probably been trading instruments that are too difficult to trade. So if you look at why it's happening and try to come up with a new plan, that's the approach that I would take. That's the approach I would take. Don't give up. Take a couple of days off. Um, Reduce the amount of serious trades you're taking with real prop money, and just trade the best of the best. These are really difficult markets. Really difficult. I mean, seriously, I blew an account yesterday, and don't forget that prop trading fosters bad habits. You gotta fight those darn bad habits and not do it. So, and that's why I'm not going to trade live on this JOLTS report. This report shouldn't be traded. It's not safe. It hasn't been safe in normal markets. So I'm going to do 80 on the gold tier and 125 to see if this is a viable setup, if it's even a viable setup. I don't want to blow up a trap account on this trade. I mean, my boss is going to kill me for spending his money on prop accounts. It's his money. That makes it even easier for me to blow a prop account, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to be responsible and just trade this in sim. Okay, that's how this should be traded. 80 and 125 on the gold tiers, triggering at 9 59, 55, and the stop is 40. It's huge risk. 40. Position 1 is a 1, position 2 is a 1. TJ, I'm telling you, these are the most volatile, risky markets I have ever seen in 8 years, 9 years. Way worse than the pandemic. The pandemic was crazy in the sense that news trades didn't work in the pandemic. They just didn't work. These markets are just so volatile that the setups are invalid. A lot of the setups that you're thinking that you can use, they're too small. They're too small. Even our open setups are probably now, they're too small. The stop, really, micro stop on MNQ needs to go to 250 if you want to survive a stop.
In 10 minutes time now at the top of
Survive
the
the
hour,
open.
get the
It's
US JOLTS job openings for December.
$125
Forecast
if you go to
7.25
250.
million on the prior 7.146 million. The range is 7.407 million to 7 million expected. This is the delayed JOLTS release. Was scheduled originally to come out
I
Tuesday
think
this
these
week.
are just
Thanks to
really,
the government
really, really
shutdown,
tough
has been pushed
markets,
back to
and you
today.
just absolutely got to really pick your trades super carefully. So I'm going to do an MES magnet on this, a high of day, low of day. I'm going to do an ES, high of day, low of day magnet on JOLTS. We're in the middle. High of day, low of day. Just one position with a 35 tick target. Stop. 35 stop. One position, okay, using the default -3. Now, the question is, am I interested in trading this in a real account? I like magnets. Maybe if we do MES. Let's do an MES magnet on it, and then I would trade it in a real account. So let me put the chart on MES just to see what kind of volatility we're dealing with out of the ES today. All right. So we have an MES, high of day, low of day, and I'll trade 2 contracts. All right. I'll trade one target -3 ticks and the second target through the magnet 15 ticks. All right. And I'll use a 40 tick stop. That's a pretty big ES stop. It's 10 points. That's a lot. But these markets, 10 points is nothing. 10 points is pretty big. High of day, low of day. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. Target 1 is -3. Target 2 is 15. I'm using a stop of 40. All right. MES magnet. And I'll trade it in one of my little accounts. A little account that I don't use a lot. Let me see if I used that today. No, I didn't use it today. Let me just look and see which one I want to do it in. I'll do it in number 30. Number 30. So my magnet MES will be in number 30. All right. High of day, low of day. I'd rather be below structure, but we can't. All right. Would you rather be, I don't think we're going to get a long trade, but I'd rather enter before the high of day, right? For the PP. I think it's more of an opportunity if the price goes up. I think the odds are better we're going to go short on this news. And I'm also going to put a reverse continue MES, couple of contracts, two contracts, MES, 30 tick target, 30 tick stop. That's the scalp. Label it MES reverse continue. Same account, number 30. All right. That's our scalp. I'm going to let my magnet auto trade. Okay. If it wants to fill, it's not going to fill early. We're pretty far away. And I'm also going to put a gold one reverse
In
continue
5 minutes time now,
just to
at the
see if
top
I
of the
could
hour,
even
we get the
scalp
US
gold
job
in this
openings for
market if
December.
there's an
Forecast
opportunity. In
7.25 million
sim,
on the
I'm
price,
doing it in sim, folks.
7.146 million
You
to the
know,
range of 7.407 million
whether you
to
think
7
prop
million
trading
expected.
is unfair, they've canceled gold trading Apex in, I'm using a 50 stop, okay? And I'm using a 50 target. One position. It's a scalp. I'm doing it in sim. The reason, the volatility of gold made Apex and Top Step stop gold trading. Now, what Chantal thinks, and I tend to agree, people are probably making too much money accidentally. Accidentally. I agree, John. I think that is such good advice, John. I really think that's good advice. Put 3,000 bucks in a cash account and just trade micros. Trade micros on earnings, on the good earnings. There's plenty of good reports that you could trade micros on. Yep. Yep. I love that. I love that advice. I have $600 in my cash account and I'm going to trade probably an Amazon today in it. Yeah, I think, John, we've all been there and we go back there on occasion. Sometimes we go back there. Look, I'm the pro in the room, right? And I blew up an account yesterday trading really stupidly. Really stupid trading Google earnings when I had a perfect winner, target one. I expanded the bracket, which cost me target two and like a $500 trade. That was not stupid. That was just the bracket was too big. I miscalculated the volatility of the market. But that was an intelligent mistake. It wasn't stupid. It was the wrong decision, but it wasn't stupid. Stupid was then scalping 4 times without changing the settings. So I had to try and fix the trades, move my stop manually, and I got stopped out because of physical stupidity. Not even because my setups were wrong, just because the physicality of the trade was ridiculous. It was not set up right. And I still traded because I knew it was prop, I knew it didn't matter, and that's the horrible thing about prop trading. It can really just lull you into stupid trading. And I knew I could just buy another account last night for $19. And Roz, that's a great comment also. The other thing I would say is for most of us, part-time trading is extremely difficult. And I'm not saying that there are a lot of part-time traders in here, but I think especially with the volatility of these markets, you need
1
to
minute remaining for the
concentrate on
US
your
JOLTS job
setups.
openings.
You know, if you're trading mornings, you need to spend the morning paying attention. You can't just do a 10-minute trade. I hate to say it, 10-minute trades. I mean, we can do our breakouts. You know what I mean? The breakouts that are working. But otherwise, you really need to spend a little bit of extra time because the markets are so darn difficult. If everything was just normal, then you could do everything just normally. But the markets are crazed, crazy volatility, and tweets and comments. You know, the insider trading being done with all these tweets,
10 seconds.
it makes the markets very
Order
volatile.
submitted.
Okay, here's our trap trade.
Order
120.
cancelled.
Now
Six
look how that got
spot 542
stopped
million, six
with
spot 542 million. Lower than
125
forecast,
tier.
7.25
It
million.
needed 150 on the
Bit of
tiers.
weakness in the
Okay,
dollar coming through here as JOLTS job openings
it
come in.
needed
They're
150
considerably lower
on the
than expected.
tiers. The JOLTS news is lousy. It's very lousy. The job numbers are down. I think our MES trade will go test the low. I think it will test the low. I'll let that magnet fill because the JOLTS news is bad. So we needed 150 tier on the JOLTS report because we got taken out, maybe even
The
bigger,
prior has
maybe
also
even
been
bigger.
revised down to 6.928 million from 7.146
Okay,
million.
watching my magnet to see if it fills.
Order submitted.
So it filled. It's all a question if there's going to be a follow through to the downside, okay? My targets are pretty big, and I'm going to combine them. See if we can grab a profit here as it, I think it should get to the low. So I want to get out before the low. I want out before.
Treasuries as well add to
Order
gains
filled.
All
after
right, so
the December
a
JOLTS
little
job opening
profit
slide.
on our magnet, all right? Gold, an amazing trap trade,
Dollar
but
extending losses against the
let's
yen following
do a
JOLTS, last
quick
down around
replay on
0.2%.
gold to see
And the December
what
JOLTS
the
reports on the
settings
feed for
needed
those
to
interested.
be. All right, quick replay on gold. We made money on our magnet MES. All right, made a couple of bucks. Didn't get rich on it. Wasn't big. Wasn't big. But remember, I said don't trade jolts. Certainly not the normal ways. All right, not the normal ways. Turning off, putting on a different. Going to download the data. Let's backtrack. Download the data, historical data. Historical data. Today's date, February 5th. Gold contract, GC 426 download. All right.
As well as the EU, the US,
Download
and
the
Russia
gold
also
data.
agreed to re-establish military-to-military dialogue.
All right. Now we're going to disconnect our live data connections and we're going to connect playback.
Commentary from
Continue.
the Shell CEO says the oil market supply is slightly long
Going to
and
put the
balanced by
date.
geopolitical risk like
Both
Venezuela
boxes
and
go to
Iran.
2.5. 2.5. This is how you do a market replay. Both boxes 2.5. In the blank spot, right click, go to when it comes alive, and we're going to put the time 10 seconds before the JOLTS news, 9:59:50. 9:59:50, and we're going to adjust our JOLTS setup. All right? I'm going to adjust my JOLTS setup.
Bitcoin below $69,000, lowest since November 2024, down around 5%.
Account has to be playback. The account has to be playback. It needs to be playback also on the reverse continue if you're going to take a reverse continue during a playback, not sim. So make sure that's on playback also. If you make a change to a setup, you have to press apply and OK. Back to the trap, our tiers were 80 and 125. I think they need to be 95 and 160. All right? With a stop of 50. With a stop of 50. It was unbelievable volatility. 80 and 160. All right? Everything else the same. Trigger 950, 955. Stop 50, a little bigger. All right, apply it, okay it. Turn on the trade, the trap. Now Ninja sets the time to midnight sometimes. You just have to put the time back in. 9:59. Let's put in 9:59:45. 15 seconds before the news. 9:59:45. All right. And let's see how this trap trade would have worked. A trap trade in replay is a very valid test because trap trades fill in the opposite direction. Now it's saying the data is not there. See, my ask and bid have 0 prices. For whatever reason, the data did not download properly. So I'm going to turn off the trades for a minute. I've got to disconnect from playback. You can't download replay data from playback. And I'm going to just try and download the data again. Tools, historical data, get market replay data. Today is the 5th, and the gold contract is GC 426. Download. It looked like it downloaded. And then we're going to reconnect our playback. Continue. Update the date. 2/5/26 on both boxes. All right. In the blank space, go to. I'm still not seeing the data though. 9:59:45. If the data, it downloaded. See how the ask and bid now has numbers? That means the data downloaded. If it's just zeros, it means the data did not download. Now we're going to run the trade again. The bug rears its ugly head, so we have to reset our time. 9:59:45. And here we go. Press play. Here we go. Now, one thing I'm noticing, look, there's all this space. I'm going to reload all the historical data before I do this trade. See if it fills in our spacing, and it did.
China and India.
So I'm just going to
at around
reset.
$8 to $10 per metric million British
Now I'll
thermal
trade.
units.
All right, now we'll trade. The data's there. Ask and bid is working.
Order submitted.
We have our orders. I'm not moving anything. Our
Order
bracket's
filled.
bigger. We should survive now with a bigger bracket, bigger tiers, and a bigger stop. All right. And it would have been with the right setting, I do believe this did reverse quite well. Let's watch. Now, you are allowed to bring up your orders because they were your targets. Your
Trump has ended
previous
remarks at the
orders
National
now
Prayer
are your
Breakfast. Speaking for a
targets.
little while,
Okay.
Order
nothing
filled.
really of note though.
So another phenomenal trap trick. However, we would have gotten stopped on our first
Order
settings.
canceled.
So you almost have to be willing to blow up a prop account to find the right settings. However, I would say that Jolts is one of the most volatile reports. It's very volatile, very volatile. So we will note in our journal that we use tiers of 80 and 160. Probably should have used 90 and 160. Would have made more sense. Even 100 and 160. They both filled. And you want your fills to be closer together, not further apart. So I think I'll note in the track record what would have been a smart setup. So the other thing we have to do is Jolts wasn't scheduled for today either. So that has to be updated. All that has to be updated. All right. Now we have natural gas too. Yeah, gosh. We have natural gas. So we have to deal with it. Natural gas. Is coming up now. So let me just make a note, update my track record like I was doing, and then we'll get over to natural gas. All right. So Jolts. And unemployment needed big tiers to work. What's nice is our MES magnet worked, and we would have had a fantastic reversal signal, an ARS signal after the magnet. If we left our magnet on, we have great signals. So there's plenty to do that can be safe. We don't have to choose breakouts. All right. You don't have to choose breakouts.
US stocks extend falls with Dow Jones now down 1%.
Just making a note so I don't forget. That's all. All right. Magnets are much, much safer trades, right? You go through, you wait for the crazy volatility of the news, and then you trade towards a level. They're very, very safe trades overall. Obviously, you can lose on any trade, but it's not like trading at the exact second of the news on reports that aren't working that way. Okay? So that's why we're going to start doing magnet rooms on reports that aren't behaving. like jobless claims. It's very difficult to figure out the tiers in this kind of market. You have to be willing, you really have to be willing to blow up a prop account or two if you're going to try to do trap trades in a market this volatile. If they stay this volatile, then you have your testing, right? You can do your spike sheet in a volatile market, but they probably won't stay quite this volatile.
Amazon
Gold's
shares
got to
fell past
calm
1%
down.
ahead of quarterly
It has
results.
to calm down. At least you think. Okay, on YouTube, thanks everybody for watching on YouTube. We're going to close it down. We have a link for our webinar for Friday. We have a Friday webinar. It's tomorrow, right? Yeah, today's Thursday already. We have a webinar tomorrow at noon. All about the signals on our magnet system. All right.